all right, that's it. I have to clean the fridge. To the After Tap channel. It's quite early in the morning and I woke up and was just like, all right, that's it. I have to clean the fridge. It is a disaster after the holiday season and I have not done a full clean of it in so long. So I went grocery shopping yesterday and usually I like to clean the fridge before I go grocery shopping. But anyways, so we've got a packed fridge, no organization, a lot of mess. So this morning I'm gonna take everything out, wash it all down, reorganize it, do some prep work with cutting some produce. I'm gonna put on a chili and really just spend the morning in the kitchen getting this organized. And it might seem weird to you, but I woke up pretty excited to do it. So I'll show you the before and then we will get right into it. I'm so excited that this video is in collaboration with my friend Nikki. She has been a longtime friend here on YouTube and is also doing a deep clean of her fridge. So you guys are gonna wanna see this transformation. I'm gonna have that video linked below so you can head on over there and watch it after this. All right, let's have a closer look, shall we? So like I said, I just went grocery shopping and all of our Christmas stuff is still in here. So it looks pretty full, but what I used to do was top shelf is usually supposed to be just for drinks, but as you can see, there are a lot of random things in there, and there's definitely some things that have expired. And this shelf, you can't even see exactly how disorganized it is because there's so much. Last time I did the fridge clean, I did this use first, and I definitely need to clean that out, but that's where I put vegetables that are starting to go that I need to use before any of the other vegetables. This shelf used to be just like yogurts, cream cheese, dips and stuff, but it's got like, I don't even know when last time I brought radishes were, and that has radishes in it. Our cheese drawer looks a bit of a mess. And then down here we had Chinese, so that's there. There's like containers with half open stuff. And then this is the veggie drawer, which may look pretty neat, but these are all like so old. We actually have apples, I'm embarrassed to say, under there from when we went apple picking in the fall, and I really don't think those are okay anymore. Then over here we have our teeth whitening. I wanted this to be red pepper jellies and then hot sauces and then salad dressing, but obviously this is not salad dressing. So, oh, there's a milk there. Just a mess. That used to be all breakfast stuff, but I can see there's now salsa on it. So that is the fridge. It definitely needs an overhaul. And then the freezer. Holy. At least it's getting a bit emptier. It was getting a little overflowed the last time we went to Costco, but essentially the top was supposed to be just smoothie stuff. This part was supposed to be like appetizers. This part was supposed to be dessert, but now it looks like it's mostly bread. Then here was supposed to be protein. This is protein and like veggie meat. And then this was actually supposed to be the bread drawer. So don't know what happened with that. And then over here, you can see there's just a whole bunch of randomness as well that needs to be figured out. Like, look at in here. Just chocolate everywhere. I don't even know. So that is what we're working with. I do a deep clean of my fridge, if I'm being honest, once a year, but it should be twice a year. So in between those 6 months when you are not cleaning your fridge like this, what I like to do is on the day before I grocery shop is just wipe everything down, like take everything out of the fridge and wipe it down in the fridge, opposed to actually taking all the drawers out and washing them the way I do in this video. And I really find that that's helped maintain it. I did this exact same deep clean last year, and the fridge is not as bad as it was then. So I'll leave that video linked below if you want to see some extreme mess and decluttering in the fridge, and also some extremely bad footage, because that was one of my first videos, if not my first video on YouTube. So I'll leave it linked below. Do not feel pressured to watch it. That is okay. All I wipe down the fridge with is a hot cloth, and I mean boiling hot. I use our instant tap to make the cloth super hot for the fridge, and I'll either use Miss Meyer's cleaner or just some hot water in white vinegar. I find works really well. Doesn't smell as nice as Mrs. Meyer's though. And I also have a Dyson vacuum now. I had one before, but it was with a cord. So now that I have the cordless, I found that so helpful to really get into all the grooves and get all of the crumbs out before I got in there with a cloth. Working through my Miss Meyer's peppermint dish soap. I think I'm on the 3rd bottle this winter, by the way, but I'm still working through that before I switch over to more winter or spring scents, and that is what I'm using to wash all of the shelvings and the shelves, the drawers, everything like that. So it's really quite an easy job, but it's just time consuming. So throughout this video, you might see me glancing at a TV. I had a documentary playing that really kept me going, because this clean takes a while. Comment below, guess how long you think it actually took, and I'll let you know later in the video. The progress so far. Everything has been taken out and washed, except for this container, which just has all the teeth whitening stuff, so it didn't really need to be done. But everything else is done and looks sparkly clean. But my kitchen looks like this. That's one counter, and here's the other. So now I am going to make headway on getting some of this back in the fridge, because it's been out for probably, I want to say I've been at this for like 45 minutes now. Okay, it's time to breathe. If you have gotten to this point in your fridge deep clean, there's no turning back. You've got to keep going, so just take a deep breath and you can do it. So as I was putting things away, I was organizing them by type and really dedicating certain drawers and certain shelves for a certain type of food. So for example, you'll see I have one full shelf just for dairies. So yogurts, sour cream, cream cheese, all of that is just on one shelf. And then knowing that, I could rearrange the shelves so that the spacing made sense. And also while I was doing this, I decided to prep all the veggies. I usually wouldn't recommend having grocery shopped before you start this because it really did take a lot more time. However, I needed to do it anyway, so I just went ahead and prepped my veggies, cut up some lettuce, carrots, onion, a whole bunch of stuff, everything that I thought we would pick at throughout the week, and then that way I would know exactly what containers actually need to fit in the fridge, opposed to trying to organize the bulky bags of produce. During this time, I also found out how many potatoes we had, and I have no idea why, but I decided that I would use some of the mini potatoes to make a vegetarian chili, and I started that as I was doing the fridge, and it ended up being a great way to use up those vegetables that are half used and really make your fridge look messy. So like I had half of a white onion that I could throw into there. I had Beyond Meat. I had a little bit of a hot sauce bottle left that I wanted to dump in there, so I didn't need to find room for it in the fridge. So I highly recommend, if you can make a chili, if you can make a soup or something as you are decluttering your fridge, it's so helpful. And then you have dinner for the night. What you are seeing here is everything that we ended up getting rid of from the fridge declutter. So I'm very proud. It was only a couple of items, and the grapes were compostable, so I don't feel as bad about that. I do not like the fact that we wasted money on these wine grapes. They were not very good. But if you see my old video, you'll see what an improvement this is from last year to now. Halfway mark. The kitchen is clear again, the fridge is done, and now I'm moving on to the freezer. which always takes a bit less time because you have to move really, really quickly. And I don't take everything out of the freezer. So I take all the food out, but I don't take out all the drawers like I did with the fridge, just because when you use water, even cold water, to wash them and then put them back in, there gets to be like a layer of ice once it goes back into the freezer that never quite goes away. So I find that it's better just to use a damp cloth, wipe everything down, even vacuum before you do that to get any food that crumbles that have gotten astray in there. So it does take less time, and I'm glad because I'm getting a little tired, but I can't wait to show you the after photos. Alright, we are at that halfway mark and it is time to take everything out of the freezer. If you are doing this, please wear gloves. I couldn't even finish because I have something called Raynaud's, and it's just basically poor circulation of your hands and your feet. So halfway through this, I couldn't take everything out of the freezer and had to get my fiance to do it. So wear the gloves right up front and then your hands won't hurt so much. But the freezer side is always really fun because I do feel like it is a race. So you want to make sure that you clean and organize as quickly as possible because you don't want everything to melt. And you also want to make sure that you are putting in the items that will melt fastest. So your fish, your seafood, your ice cream, things like that really need to get back in the freezer as quickly as possible. That being said, I don't take out all of the drawers and shelving here just because I have found that it is not worth it. I think that you can get a very, very good clean with just the vacuum and some white vinegar, a really cold cloth for the side, because you don't want that built up ice layer on your shelving. Everything that we won't be keeping from the freezer. So there's a lot of stuff like pasta noodles and such, half-used gnocchi from 2018, and just things that look very freezer burnt. There is some sort of meat under there. Yeah, so it is a shame, but I think we have a clearer idea now in this little sneak peek from the actual final shot. But we have a better idea now of like what we have, and how I displayed it might not be the most aesthetically pleasing because you can see a lot of things, but it is going to help us eat everything and not let anything else go to waste. I also have over here, this whole bag is composting. So that will go out. And I have a full sink of dishes, plus dishes going in the dishwasher, and then a ton of recycling. So I'm gonna do one last tidy and then I will show you the final reveal and before and after shot. Also, the chili is looking pretty good. We had some hot sauce left over, just like a tiny bit left, but in a huge bottle, so we added that to the top. But I hope it's not too spicy. But that will be dinner tonight. And then also, before I finish up in the kitchen for the day, I'm gonna use, this looks so gross, I know, but I'm gonna use these bananas and I'm gonna make a banana loaf so that those don't go to waste, but I don't have to put them back into the freezer.
I finally stopped running now. With you I found my peace somehow. Let go of every thought that was holding me back. Yeah, I'm in love with you in every way. The joy you give me every day makes me forget that I was troubled before. Don't know if I'm dreaming, I'm slipping away.
The big reveal. Here is the after of the fridge, so I'll talk you through it. We have drinks on the top, and I've just put them in rows with the oldest one in the front so that we drink it first. And then the second row here, I have prepped fruit, prepped veggies, and cheese that we have on the go. Our eggs, which I've just cut off the lid, and that is what they are sitting in. And I love doing that, especially with clear ones, because I think it just looks nice and clean. And then this is my use first bucket that I was mentioning before, and these are berries and produce that we should eat before everything else. Then on the next one, I have all of our cream cheeses and dips and yogurts, basically all dairy, but I also have cut limes and lemons just for drinks and quick access. Then in here, I wish this would look more organized, but this is our cheese drawer, and I have this plastic thing in the back just with all of our pizza sauces and sauces. But yeah, that's the cheese drawer. Not sure how to organize it better. Let me know in the comments below if you have ideas. And then down here, this is our leftovers and prepped kind of shelf. So in here I have green onions prepped, red onions prepped, I have carrots, and I have peppers. And then in this bottom one we have pineapple. Then I have wash salad, and then this is where we stick all of our leftovers and our sauces bin, which we can take to the table if we would like. Then in here we have all of our other unprepped veggies. These are things that aren't going bad for a while, that we don't need to worry about eating too quickly, but they are there, and when these veggies are prepped, I will just replenish them with everything in this drawer. So that's the main part of the fridge. And then as for this door, I have hot sauces and red pepper jellies. These are all different types of mustard. Then I have kind of random stuff in here, if I'm being honest. There's basil, there's sauces there, relish I didn't know what to do with. Then I have all salad dressings in here. And then in here, again, it's kind of random, but it's more sauces basically. And we have some soup, which, to be honest, I'm gonna move that to over here because I think it makes more sense to have on the leftovers. And then down here you can see this is our breakfast stuff. So everything that you might need for breakfast. Jams and maple butters and peanut butters and syrups, all that kind of stuff. So that is everything in the fridge. It looks so much better, feels so much better. And then we move on to the freezer, and wow, what a difference. So I've kept with only fruits for smoothies up at the top. This is our appetizer shelf. So all things that are just really easy if you need to do last minute appetizers. Here is our dessert shelf, so all ice creams and such. This drawer is strictly for our vegetarian kind of meat substitutes. So that is one thing that we've been working on for a couple years now, is really cutting out a lot of meats. So this is our vegetarian drawer, and it's so nice to access it. So I think it will help us go to that before we go to things like chicken. So in here we've got our vegetables, and then we have our breads. I think it's really funny. We have one bagel of each kind left in a bag. So don't really know why, but we can work our way through that. And then in this drawer, these are all types of potatoes. So there's fries, there's gnocchi, there's pierogies, that kind of stuff. So all potatoes. And then these are all types of chicken. So we have chicken fingers, we have full chicken breasts underneath, all chicken stuff in that drawer. And then over here, I kept it as organized as I can. Those are just drinks. Then we have seafood, which we don't eat enough fish, I don't think. So that's something I wanted to have out in the open so that we think of it. Then here, these are breakfast meats. So we have a bacon substitute and pea meal bacon, and those are just some leftover breakfast quiches. Then we have butters. This is all of our red meat, which I'm happy about to see that we don't have that much. And we're gonna try to keep it like that. Then here we have all pizza doughs. And these are from a fresh bakery. We actually ordered it in the summer, and I vlogged that weekend. It's from the farmer's market. So we really want to make our own pizza. And then these are leftover treats from Christmas that I just don't think we're gonna eat, at least not right now. So I've put them in a freezer bag, and then we can just grab whatever we're feeling, nuke it for 15 seconds, and have Christmas treats all winter long. And then finally we have our ice packs and our freezies. So that's how I organized the freezer. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that gave you the fridge cleaning motivation that you needed. Full transparency, that took me like 3.5 hours. So I just had a Hillary documentary on in the background, and you know, it took time. So don't underestimate how long it takes. If you can, don't do your grocery shop before, wait until after you're done cleaning out, because then you'll have less stuff to move back in and out of the fridge. But I do this once a year. I actually had this as one of my first videos ever on YouTube, so I'll link it below, but to be honest, like, the filming, not that great. So if you don't watch it, I'm not offended, but it was way worse last year. So having done it last year and then doing it again this year, I can really see the advantage of making this an every January thing, so that you don't get clogged up with a bunch of leftover things in your freezer or outdated sauces that you don't even pay attention to. So that is everything for me. If you like content like this, make sure you subscribe. It would mean so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!